You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast, brought to you by Drip Drop. Drip Drop ORS was invented to treat dehydration in the most challenging circumstances. Used by doctors, firefighters, athletes, the garage guys. Jinsey's got her drip drop on the way.
On the way, it's coming.
We'll clap. It's coming. And
Finally,
you too can use. I know it's been a long time coming.
Okay, I've been doing podcasts with you guys since May. And it's
That's great. This year is not real. It doesn't exist anymore.
No.
My brain. It's dehydrated, but thankfully I have Drip Drop, so you're going to be able to have Drip Drop too. No more dehydration. You don't have to be dehydrated either. You can go to dripdrop.com right now. Use promo code GarageGuys20 at checkout. Save 20% on your order. So do it now. Get the drip, and as we have coined the term, I'm pretty sure that we've made this term for Drip Drop. Rip it and drip it. So that's what we do.
Rip it and drip it.
We rip it and drip it.
All right.
Jinsey, it's been a minute. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, glad to be back.
On this episode, this special busy weekend that we have coming up for the doubleheader at Michigan International Speedway in the NASCAR Cup Series. And we have kind of a different layout of a show for you guys. So typically with these shows, obviously we either have an interview or we'll go the full hour talking whatever. On this episode, Jinsey and I have some important news to cover in the NASCAR world. And then you are going to get your first ever clip of the RotoBaller NASCAR DFS preview show with me and Chef Boy, and that's going to be at the end of this episode. So you're going to get to listen to it right here, and it's going to be for Saturday's race. So for all you guys that haven't got to check out the RotoBaller content yet, it's right here. You can listen to it. Go to DraftKings, FanDuel, set your lineups. Here to help out. We're going to save the day.
Make some money.
Go make some dollars. Make them dollars.
Dollar bills, y'all.
That's it. Jinsey. The NASCAR season has been nuts, and since you've been on, there's been so much stuff. I mean, just in today in general, on Thursday, so much news came out. Let's just start off with the elephant in the room. How are we feeling about Erik Jones getting snipped from Joe Gibbs Racing?
Yeah. I don't know. He's always been an underperformer there compared to his teammates. I mean, whenever you're up to Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin, like, you don't really stand much of a chance. But, yeah, so everybody – I don't know. A lot of people on Twitter think that he's going to be going to the 48. You know, there's a bunch of options up in the air. And so, like, personally, I just don't think he fits the facade at Hendrick, like in the 48, like a super iconic car with Jimmy Johnson. I just don't see that happening with Erik Jones being in there. What do you think?
Right. So – you know, it's funny, like, whenever I saw this, obviously we all know that, like, Christopher Bell is going to pretty much take over the 20, and this happened after the news that Levine Family Racing was pretty much going bankrupt. They're done.
Yep.
They're out, whatever.
Which
Sucks.
is very sad to see, because I also seen a thing with, like, you know how Furniture Row was, like, an affiliate, and they got, like, obliterated in, like, 2017. So, like, is it, like, a trend, or, like what's going on?
Or is it a conspiracy, Jinsey? Is there something going on? Is Joe Gibbs plotting? We got to ask old man Joe. We got to see what's going on. No, I don't think he's plotting. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to compete in the Cup Series, and
especially with the with the model. You know, like, you have to have a lot of money and assets and stuff, and it just doesn't really work out for a lot of teams that are very underfunded. Like, you have to have a lot of capital to be able to run in the Cup Series.
Absolutely, and when, like you said, when you're competing on a team with Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., I mean, that's three of the top guys in the sport, if not the three top guys, other than the Team Penske guys, of course, and, you know, your hombre, old Chase Elliott. I'm sorry, but he's not at that level just yet. But, you know, I was looking at Erik Jones' record, okay? The guy's got 7 wins, 35 top 10s, and 7 poles in his career.
He has 7 wins in the Cup Series.
7 wins. I mean, that's not too bad. You know,
now that I think about it, it's starting to come back to me a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean,
7 wins.
I'm trying to look here and just see, like, just going over everything, like, in total. But I mean, if I'm really thinking about, you know, Erik Jones as a driver compared to Christopher
The
Bell,
best-
like
Yeah, like
it's just the rookie factor. It's all it is. It's like, you see this guy, he's coming up, he's hot, he's what everybody wants, and these rookies are getting to this point now to where, like, they're going to take over. That's normal sports. That happens in every sport. New people come in all the time. But I will say that out of all four of them, Erik Jones is probably the most forgettable guy at JGR from a personality standpoint.
yeah, he doesn't really do much to put himself out there, I don't think. Like you really don't ever see him get interviewed. Like he kind of just stays in the background a lot.
Yeah, in the background. And I want to go back to – so I think in his entire racing career, 7 wins, 35 top 10, 7 poles.
He's
Cup
also been
Series,
Rookie of the Year in every series.
Yeah, he does have that. I did see that. But for the Cup Series, I think he has 2 wins. He's got a handful of top 5s, top 10s, things like that. But he does have the 2 wins in the Cup Series. But 7 wins total in all the NASCAR series. That's just to clarify that. But still at the same time, like, I think what we're starting to see now is that, like, with Christopher Bell, I mean, obviously he hasn't been too loud either, other than driving the Lightning McQueen car. He pretty much maybe he has an opportunity to be kind of that loud guy or that personality, flamboyant guy like Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch are. And I think that's a part of that narrative. You have to kind of have that to race there.
And maybe he just needs the equipment to be good. I always think like having a fresh face or like somebody that's getting a fresh opportunity, I think that really sets them up to have good momentum, like starting off.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's tough because out of all the drivers that I've looked at this season, like Christopher Bell kind of has already like struck a chord with me just as somebody that's been able to take that equipment, get to the front. He's shown that he's got it. So I mean, maybe I almost feel weird about it because it's like, well, what if you take this kid out of the 95 and you put him in the 20 and maybe the 20 car just sucks? Like, I don't think the 20 car sucks, but I don't think I can't imagine and fathom that 20 car in victory lane more anytime soon. But if they're wanting to roll into it that quick, I mean, it's been a minute. I mean, he's been there since what, 2000 it's like 3 years he's been in the Cup Series at JGR.
I was about to say 2017. That's probably right.
Because he was with Furniture Row before then.
Yeah.
So him going from there to there, I don't know. The good news is this for Erik Jones. Obviously, Christopher Bell to the 20, probably going to happen. The good news for him is we know that there's definitely going to be an opening at Chip Ganassi Racing. Had to make sure I said that.
Yeah, because Chase says Chip Ganassi or Ganassi. He says Ganassi. And I'm like,
I say Ganassi. Yeah. Ganassi. I say Ganassi. I don't know.
Chip getting nasty.
You guys decide. You guys tell us what's up.
No, I know what's up.
All right, I'm gonna trust your word. You probably know. I need to work on my slang better. So Chip Ganassi Racing. When I'm thinking about the 42 car, I could easily see Erik in that car. And then, Twitter's been calling for, the 48. Like, put Erik Jones in the 48. I don't see him in the 48.
No,
and I know you've already stated that.
That's a 0% chance for me there. Like,
Me too.
I'm really confident that it's not going to happen there.
So if we had to say this right now, like obviously the drivers that are going to be moved around, Erik Jones is out there. Bubba Wallace has some options. And out of those two guys, like if we're going to talk about shuffling things around, I could see Bubba in the 48 more than I could see Erik Jones in the 48. I could see Erik Jones in the 42 more. And then again, I could also see Erik Jones possibly going to the 43 in the event that Bubba goes to the 48 or the 42.
Yeah.
So,
and with Bubba Wallace too in the 48, it helps that he has a lot of sponsorship backing him right now. So it's kind of hard for a top tier team. Like if Bubba Wallace were to walk in and say, "Hey, I have all these sponsors," like it's kind of hard for them to say no to that, Exactly.
And it's Hendrick. They want the guys that are kind of the face of the sport. And that's why I think that it would make more sense to put him in that vehicle. But then again, you get Yeah, exactly. But you have the whole McDonald's deal between Bubba and Chip Ganassi Racing.
What did you just say?
I'm saying it the way you say it to appease you. So
McDonald's.
Oh God, this is gonna be the whole episode. Yes, I say McDonald's. I don't say McDonald's.
McDonald's. Okay,
I've said McDonald's my whole life. That's like the equivalent of Chip Ganassi and Ganassi. So it's like flip-flopped.
Okay, guys. I thought that I was bad with pronouncing stuff, but turns out I finally found somebody who's worse than me.
And I will never change. Yeah, I will never change saying McDonald's that way. I will always say McDonald's. It's MAC Donald's.
But I will be here to correct you.
Thank you. I'm gonna say Chip. I'm gonna go back to Chip.
You can finish the sentence.
I can't even remember how I said it.
Sponsorship with McDonald's.
With McDonald's, that could be a big factor as well at Chip Ganassi Racing. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But I don't know. Like it is what it is with that, and that's just kind of been the hype of Twitter. And I'm sure there's going to be so much more to say about that as we keep going throughout silly season. Silly season. Shout out to J Skis. The other big news: qualifying formula and the choose rule have been announced. The choose rule, I think, starts as early as this week. Basically, where on restarts, you choose your lane. Dig that. I know that a lot of drivers are pumped about that one, but when we're looking at this new qualifying, I think that's the biggest thing. Going into next week at the Daytona Road Course is where it's going to start. And, of course, they had to get Joseph Logano to come in, probably one of the most the guys that loves formulas. He loves formulas. Yeah, he's a formula guy. So we brought him in.
He looks very mathematicious. You know,
he is if he would never have become a race car driver, he would have probably been like.
I know he's a very smart dude. Like he probably could have been like a math teacher, or even better than that, like an astronaut.
Quantum physics, because he drives a rocket ship sometimes. So quantum physics, quantum physics engineer Joseph Logano sat down with Bob Pockrass and spoke about this. So the way it's going to be broke down, it's going to start next week. Because there's just like drivers, like I know Clint Bowyer's been one of the big ones that have just been like constantly pissed because of the whole deal with how it's like, well, this random draw sucks, and then
Jimmy Johnson too.
Yeah, and I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
like JJ probably like silently rolled in there and was just like, okay, guys, this is my retirement year. I know Blake Shelton wants me back, but I'm not coming.
And he knows that he could qualify better than that. You know,
exactly.
That's a bit of a damper.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool for me because like there's a lot of drivers that like get to go to the rear that I'm like, yeah, money wise, I'm like, let's go. Like Ricky Stenhouse starting in the 30s right now. I'm all over that. Like I'm excited about that. Because anytime he qualifies, he drives his car fast, so qualify high. And I don't want him to do that because then I won't want to play him. But I'll play him when he's in the back. But it's going to be.
So this is going to be a different kind of strategy for DFS then too, won't it? That'll put like a little spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be another hump that we have to get over. But it's going to be a finishing position from the previous race, ranking in-team owner points, and fastest lap from the previous race. So that's all
like it put into a formula, and that conjures up a number, and boom.
They throw it into the Excel spreadsheet, out comes qualifying lineups. Maybe we can do them ourselves now. I know Drew's really good at Excel, so we'll just give them all to Drew, and we'll let him
Excel.
We'll let him
not
Excel. We're going to let him Excel all the things on Microsoft Word and things like that.
This is so bad, guys.
So, yeah. Windows 98. It's favorite program ever made by Bill Gates.
Right. Let's move on.
You want more?
No.
It will be fun. I don't know. But yeah, so that's going to be the big thing that changes. Other than that, I mean, that's kind of like the big stuff that's hit the NASCAR world. And of course, Michigan coming up this weekend, the doubleheaders. They're fun. We got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of writing for me over at RotoBaller for sure. So I'll have a lot of articles out for you. Yes, Drew's going to have all the stuff premium, so make sure you use promo code GARAGE at RotoBaller to get the premium content. You can read my articles for free, get Drew's premium ranking. Sean Engel has all of his value picks out there. And then, of course, we got Justin Carter rocking the Xfinity and Truck Series write-ups. So there's all kinds of stuff for you over there at RotoBaller, and it's not only just NASCAR; it's all kinds of sports. So be sure to check that out.
Check it out.
Yes, before we do get to our preview show for the FireKeepers Casino 400, it's time for Jinsey Says, because Jinsey's back. Jinsey, what are we saying on this episode? What are we saying?
All right. So I just want to address something. So, a couple Sundays ago, there was a big whirlwind in the NASCAR community because all of a sudden – Ryan Blaney got a girlfriend. Chase Elliott posted a boomerang of him kissing a girl on his story. And, of course, all the girls were, literally shook. I know a few that were literally shook. But I'm just over here, thinking, and Jinsey is saying, you guys did not stand a chance with them anyways. So, don't get upset.
Not even you?
No, I don't want them. Let's be real. I couldn't do that. But
you posted a picture with Chase that day. I remember.
Yeah,
you were
but
3 years.
Yes. I did, because I met Chase at Bass Pro Shops in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was very low-key. Nobody knew about it. It was probably 50 people showed up, and I was there really early. So I got to meet him, posted a pic with him, and it was earlier that day I posted the picture. And then later on that day, he posted the video of him kissing that girl. I was like, what the heck? Super weird coincidence.
No, this wasn't a coincidence at all. This is what happened. So Chase follows you, and he was on Twitter and scrolling the timeline.
Chase Elliott, he follows me on Twitter, guys, which is a big deal.
Okay, so he was scrolling, and she's like, "What is this?" And then it's you and Chase, and then Chase got real nervous probably, and then she took Chase's phone, logged into his Instagram,
posted a boomerang of me kissing.
We're kissing right now. This is happening. You're not going to be on Twitter with Jinsey anymore, pal.
Okay. So that could be a
How crazy is that? That she was probably like, who's this?
That's just wild to me. I never figured that I would be in this position that I am today.
This is why it all happened. It's Jinsey's fault.
Okay. But Jinsey Says, you girls on Twitter, y'all did not stand a chance with them anyways. I don't mean to be that way, but let's not hate on them. Let's just appreciate it. If they make Ryan and Chase happy, whatever. Everyone deserves to be happy. Everyone deserves a person in their life, So, whatever. But I also have noticed that Chase Elliott has been growing out his beard. He looks a little woolly.
He's a beard boy now.
He's a beard boy now. And so he does be looking a little woolly. So, I don't know if that has anything to do with his girlfriend or, if it's just his personal thing.
How's the Taco Bell rating changing with the beard?
I don't like the beard.
So has he went from fire sauce to hot sauce?
No, he's still
fire.
He's still
All
fire.
right.
But what I was going to say is Darlington's coming up in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
So I remember a couple years ago, he grew his hair out, the whole throwback type thing. He grew his hair out, grew his beard out. So maybe he's growing his beard out for that. So I respect that, whatever. But
it's possible.
I don't think he should keep it. I think it should be a little trimmed down.
Okay. I was a big fan of Alex Bowman at that race with the big stash.
That was pretty cool.
I can't remember who it was, the guy that drove the Folgers car. I'm probably getting cursed out by so many NASCAR diehard fans right now.
I don't know the answer to it either. It's fine.
Well, it happens. But I will say this. Fear not, ladies, because Erik Jones is the true single boy now.
Erik Jones from is single, guys. Go get him.
Single from a team and no girl. And where do we grade him, Jinsey? What's his Taco Bell grade?
Erik Jones.
Yeah, Erik Jones. Give him hope now. Oh, Verde. She's an alternative.
Well, it's also just because, like I said earlier, he kind of stays in the background a lot. So, you don't see a lot of personality from him. If I seen a little bit, if he, made vlogs or, posted on Instagram or, did funny stories or, was more interactive on Twitter, maybe that grading would go up. But he's just kind of non-existent to me, honestly.
He posts a lot about his dog. And barbecues.
And he deserves better than that. So I'm sorry, Erik, but he should just put himself out there more and show off his personality because at the end of the day, that's his brand, it's just building up on himself. So
Absolutely.
that's just my little marketing information piece there. But yeah, he's just kind of in the background for me, and I just think he should put himself out there.
All right, so this is what we should do. We should probably lay off of Joey Logano for a little while, and we should go try to make friends with Erik Jones. And we should help him when we get to the racetracks. You think he would talk with us? We'll have a heart-to-heart with him.
It depends on where he ends up next season.
Okay. I don't think it matters. Well, it doesn't matter where he ends up. We'll just have a heart-to-heart with him.
What if he doesn't end up in the Cup Series?
Doesn't matter. We still need to talk to him. Because then we can save his whole career. We can get him back to the Cup Series because we're that big headed. You know what I mean? Like we're the reason. So
if you say
really.
so,
not really. That's a joke. Read sarcasm. All right. Before we get to the RotoBaller preview show, I do have to ask, what's up with this shirt? What's up with this? What kind of shirt we got right here?
Okay, guys. You all need to subscribe on YouTube and watch the video so you can see my shirt. But it's my home state of Kentucky, and it's shaped like a little Dunkin' Donut, and it's like pink with some sprinkles. It's called Donut Tucky, and I just think it's like the cutest thing ever. And like I always be wearing like cute little shirts on the pod that have like random stuff like Hot Wheels and other sayings like Nashville and stuff. But this is a tribute to my home state.
That's
Kentucky.
Dope. I dig it because at first I thought it was like some type of like Candy Crush racing shirt, like
a track.
Yeah.
What if this was a NASCAR track? That'd be so cool.
I literally thought it was kind of like that. I was like, what, like Candy Crush racing? Like, what is this? So
it's like it could be like a racing / Kentucky shirt. Like people don't know the difference.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I think Kentucky Speedway should reshape that way. 100%.
Totally. They would it would be a lot better for them if they did. Trust me.
How many people would wreck in that turn? In that in-turn, that would be bad.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. That'd be rough.
All the way. Yeah, they would have to have some major downforce to hold that curve.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. All right, Jinsey, it's always a pleasure. Here is the NASCAR DFS RotoBaller preview show for the FireKeepers Casino 400. And so I guess we're going to just close it out right here. It's been a minute. You just take it away, Jinsey.
Sports, party, repeat.
All right, RotoBallers, welcome back. It's doubleheader weekend. Michigan. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up? Drew, Chef BoiRDeen. Shout out to Chef Boy. What you chefing up today, baby? What you eating?
I was just thinking, what's the last time we had a doubleheader? Weren't we up like stupid late that second night?
Yeah, Pocono, dude. The race where I died. I'm not gonna die this time. I'm taking my NASCAR vitamins. We're doing well. We're riding high, riding hot. Started my research last night, and then of course everything dropped today as far as salaries go. So we just got done researching all that. Now we're here for the RotoBallers in the Garage, fam. So welcome back.
Some chips and queso.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't I have to put you in Twitter jail?
I think so. No, you didn't do it. You ignored me for like a day. That's what it was. No, I was just wilding out. I was so delirious and so tired. I'd stayed up for 24 hours, and I was just like going insane. So yeah, that's not going to happen this time. We're getting very prepared. We are very well aware of how to handle doubleheaders at this point. So good sleep coming. Getting this video out to you guys ASAP. And it's going to be awesome. But let's go ahead and talk about what everyone's here for. It's the FireKeepers Casino 400. We got to figure out what musicians we're going to use for this one because we're going to need them. I'm thinking like either Eminem or Kid Rock would probably be like the most preferable, being that they're both from Michigan. Shout out to Marshall Mathers. And I don't really know Kid Rock's real name. I don't know. Who's going to get me some sugar tonight?
I know Mr. Deeds did not do me well. So let's go back to musicians.
All right, yeah, let's do that. So welcome to the new RotoBaller music show.
Chef Girl.
Chef Girl's here? Hey, Chef Girl, she's here. What do you have there?
Bartender.
This is like 101, Chase, on how to fail a marriage is making your wife bring you a homemade margarita while you talk about guys making a left turn.
Nice. That's incredible. Well, look, we appreciate you. See you later. All right.
You know how she's shy, so.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's all good. All right, so we're back. Look, that just completely sparked my memory. You got the margarita. It's not Cinco de Mayo. Surprise. But it's
Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Thursday at the Dean House.
Taco Thursday. That's right.
Come bring me one. That's why I'm eating after this. It's tacos. Sorry.
I like that. I like how you flip it up, though. I like how you say anti-LeBron. You're a Michael Jordan guy.
I am a Jordan guy.
Thursday. Taco Thursday is always for him.
Are you shocked that I'm a Jordan guy?
No, not at all. By no means. I would hope that everyone that is close to our age would be Jordan people. But that's not the case. So,
right.
You know, we're dimes of dozen. You know, there's dimes of dozen LeBron fans. We're needles in haystacks, I guess you would say. Speaking of, we had to dig for some needles in the haystacks this week. The slate, how everything was shaped out, looking at this first race, the Saturday race in Michigan. It's going to be kind of tricky. It's a lot of how did you put it? Stars and scrubs. I like the way you said that. Yeah, sounds nice.
A lot of the mid-range did not look too appealing to me. So, just first glance thoughts, the mid-range, a lot of those guys starting in that 10 to 15 starting spots doesn't look too good. So maybe reserve those guys only for like large field tournaments only if you have a sneaky boy. I don't know if you have a sneaky boy, but
yeah, I'm probably going to throw a sneaky boy in my article for sure. I'm going to do a little bit more work tonight before I get that up for you guys to be reading. But for now, I mean, let's go ahead and just kind of go over some of these guys that we like to kind of do some cores. First one, obviously, like we had to look at the lineup. Okay, Logano, Hamlin, Harvick. That's your top three. That's what you got. Obviously, the two most dominant drivers in NASCAR right now. So it was kind of tough trying to figure these things out. So the first guy we got to talk about is obviously I'm going to go with Kevin Harvick on this one. K-Harv at 11,000 on DraftKings, 14,000 on FanDuel. Reason being, I mean, it's just looking at record, man. I mean, Hamlin's, it's whatever, but Harvick definitely has the better record when it comes to Michigan. I mean, we've got, I think, out of the last four races here, he had one where he finished outside of the top five, and he won two of them. So, and this is all where he's starting, within the top three positions. The one race where he did win was back in 2018. He started third, finished first. 2019, started second, finished first. And Ford, obviously, it's Michigan. Ford and Michigan go very well. Shout out to Henry Ford, original OG of cars. We salute you, Henry. My dad would kill me if he heard me say that. He's a big Chevy guy, but he's not here.
My dad's worked at Ford for 50 years.
Yeah, shout out to Chevys. And shout out to Chevy Chase. Family Vacation. Great movie. But Harvick, obviously, most expensive play on the board. And you got to roll with it. Hamlin, we kind of went with Hamlin last week. Hamlin did the damn thing. Harvick didn't look so hot in New Hampshire, but this is not New Hampshire. We're talking about a 2-mile intermediate track here. And I think SHR has everything they need to fuel through this one. Loving Kevin Harvick. K-Harv, not much more to say about K-Harv. You have anything else to say about K-Harv? You slam K-Harvs?
No, I thought last week, it just showed Kevin Harvick. It shows what Kevin Harvick does. I mean, even when he doesn't have the best car, he still hangs around in the top 5, top 6. I think this week is more of a Harvick week, but I like Hamlin as well. When I saw this top 3 announced, I was immediately just kind of struggling to think how I'm going to rank them. I know the next guy we're going to talk about is definitely I don't know how I feel about him yet. I know you have a little bit stronger stance, so why don't you just roll into the next one? I mean, Harvick's a great play every week, right? I mean, if you're not having a preview video where you don't at least mention Harvick or Hamlin, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's the climate. That's the current NASCAR social climate. It's getting a little warm over there at JGR in that 20 car, by the way. That's what I heard. Erik Jones not going to be re-signing with JGR next year. So that's some news.
About him later.
Some breaking news. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, maybe. Joey Logano, next driver. You're not all the way on it, and that's fine. I get it. That's not to say you're not going to play him, though. All right, reason I like Joey, for one, we haven't talked about Joey in a long time on this show, okay? Joseph L. Shout out to Joseph L., Pit Vipers mullet guy. But Joey is 9-7 on DraftKings, 11-4 on FanDuel. And when I'm looking at that price on DraftKings, 9,700, starting on the poll, I could not think of anything better, honestly. You know that even if he does get off the poll, he's still going to have a top 10 here. And I think he can definitely have the top 5, no doubt. I like that, okay? And that's me. You can have your opinions. I think that we should at least see a top 5 out of Joey at this track. But – looking at the races where Joey did start on the pole and even taking the past out of it, I mean, he had a top 5 last week, which obviously shows something's getting better in the garage. The chemistry with him and Paul Wolf, like something is working. And they're clicking or just taking the time to work out the kinks, whatever. He had a good finish, and we haven't seen him have like a really good finish like that in a little bit. You know, it's been a hot minute, but he started on the pole in 2019, finished the race first. Started on the pole back in 2016, finished the race first, and started on the pole in 2013 and finished the race first. That's his 3 wins that he's had. He started on the pole here. So it's a little bit of math. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. He's in the top 3. He's starting in 1. Should be a first-place finish for Joseph L. So Chase Math is here to bless you guys. But other than that, I mean, dude, he's had only, I think, 1, 2 races since 2013 where he hasn't finished inside the top 10. I'm rolling with Joseph.
I mean, you got to have him lead laps. So it doesn't. I mean, even if he finishes in the top 10, he's going to lose points on place differential. So
that's cool. 163 laps led in 2019, 138 led back in 2016, 52 laps led at the last race in August where he did finish in 17th, started 8th. So there is that. The man can lead laps, especially when he's on the pole. Get the clean air.
I don't think it's a bad play. I just have to figure out. I mean, it couldn't have been a worse drawing for him for the guy starting behind him. We can at least agree there, right?
We can agree there, yes. 100% we can agree there.
It's just a matter of where I rank him. I mean, I think most people that you're going to hear talking NASCAR fantasy this week, they're going to be trying to rank those 3 in their preference. And for me, I'm not ready to rank them. I know I do my research a little bit later than you, and my plan for this weekend or before the races start, is I want to see traditionally what the pole sitter does at the very first start of the race. I know you're saying the pole sitter won. I know Joey won 3 times. But I want to know specifically, did he lead the first lap in all 3 of those races? And if I can get that confirmation, then I will be more inclined to play him. And then also the second part is the competition caution. If he gets the competition caution, maybe it's lap 15, that's 10 less laps than maybe competition caution at lap 25. And you never know when somebody's going to do some weird pit stuff.
Yeah, we'll see Kevin Harvick do his pit before the competition, and because you're still going to have the competition caution, we get that. And you don't have a whole lot of those like in the past. I mean, that's kind of something that's new. You know, it is what it is. But I don't know. Like, if he's on the pole, they finally if it wouldn't have been for me seeing what I saw last week out of Joey, like honestly, like he's got the Penske equipment. We know Penske's, Blaney's had one of the fastest cars. Brad K's coming off of a win. Penske's kind of having this little rebound sesh right now. And I like that. And I like Logano's ability to be able to have the rocket, because we all know we call him even though Ryan Newman is the rocket man, we said he had a rocket car. They can do work on that car when they want to, and I feel like they're finally just getting it figured out. I don't know. That's my speculation, just kind of what I'm seeing right now.
I'll say this, man. I agree with what you saw last week. I agree that they found something. I'm a little bitter because last week he was my sneaky play. He was my guy ranked very high, and he was under-owned. I played him 30 or 40%.
So this is emotional.
No. For me, I was a little bitter that I didn't put Brad as my sticky play. Obviously, he had 130 points, but
obviously, I'm sure everybody that didn't have Brad feels the same way.
Look, I'll say this in conclusion: if we had Erik starting behind him, even though he's having a great year, and we had Clint Bowyer starting behind him, or even a Brad Keselowski, I probably would play Logano with confidence right now. But I just need more time, and that's why everybody needs to subscribe.
So
that was some bucks.
That's rotoballer.com. Use promo code GARAGE when you subscribe, and you're going to save 10% on your premium subscription. And it's not just for NASCAR, it's for every sport. Football's coming up. You're going to need that stuff. PGA golf is going on right now. I made some golf lineups this morning. Good stuff. Got to have it.
They got me over there doing NBA now, Chase.
Oh, you doing the hoops too? Everybody get up. It's time to slam. NBA.
Got me doing the premium hoops. They don't have me doing the regular hoops.
There you go. Preem hoops. Get over there. Supreme. We're going to have to deck you out in Supreme before long. Get you some Supreme gear. Mm-hmm. All right. I know what to buy you for Christmas. Use promo code GARAGE. Real talk. Next guy. Already mentioned him. This is a play. Now, the pricing is cool on DraftKings, but this is like more of a it's time for me to show you what the hell I can do kind of play. Erik Jones, DraftKings, 8,800, FanDuel, 10,000. He's starting 23rd. Does not have the best record at this track by far, okay? By far. This man literally has been told today, you don't have work in 2021. This is it for you. And anytime you hear that, yeah, maybe, which probably we all know he's going to get signed somewhere else. We just don't know where that's going to be, okay, for right now. We can all speculate. Everybody's on Twitter is talking about Erik Jones to the 48. Like, I doubt that, but we'll see. Reason I like Erik, though, simply the JGR equipment, starting position, and price. That's where I've got him at. And out of all those other mid-tier guys that we talked about, it's just he's the one we know he's got the better equipment. And the year's been weird. This could be one of those turnaround years. I think the best finish he has here, he finished third when he was racing back with Furniture Row Racing in 2017. So, and the cars were set up a little bit more similar to how they're set up now back then. So, could be a sign of good things to come. But just with that, just with the pure, okay, I've got to start racing for work now mentality kicking in, that's huge. Do you remember when Matt DiBenedetto was at Bristol? What he did when he knew that he wasn't going to get there? And RIP to Levine Family Racing. They're done. They sold. And so, obviously, Christopher Bell is going to the 20. We all have got that much figured out by now. But that's why I like Jones. So I'm jonesing for Erik Jones this week. With Johnson.
Back again. I've said this a few times. He's either burned us or he's like finished in the top 5. So hopefully we get the top 5. I'm with you. You know, I'm not practicing what I preach because I always say that I don't let emotion get into my pick. And I'm going against the grain here. And I love the narrative streak. If you like a narrative, if you like betting on that, Erik Jones is your play this week. And I'm going to go with it. I know I'm usually kind of eliminating that stuff. But if you just open your app and you look at the mid-tier, to me, it just kind of sticks out that Jones is the best play of the group. You know, that being said, he might go out and wreck, but you can't even worry about that stuff. Just got to move on. So
yeah, it is what it is. But like I said, he's got a great shot. And there's 2 races here. So you got 2 days to figure these things out. I don't know. Saturday just seems a little
Are they doing
fun.
So for Sunday race order, I'm sure they're going to do the invert, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be seeing that. There's no doubt. No cap. All right, next guy. He's back in action. He's here. He's out of Haley Deegan's DMs. It's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on 6,900 on DraftKings, 6,400 on FanDuel. This man has found his way at the rear with the car, and we saw what him and Ryan Preece did last week at the Magic Mile. Stenhouse is starting in 32nd. Now,
was it me or you said he was in her DMs? That
was you all the way. And I said I would hope there was a 0% chance that he would do that, but it is Ricky. He is a wild boy. So you don't really know what –
When he finished
oh, my God. Him and Ryan Preece, dude. Yeah. I think Preece ran out of gas, finished like 16th. I think Ricky finished 13th, something like that. He was around that area. But hell of a comeback for that racing team, for JTD Daugherty. But Ricky, looking here, again, this is one of those plays. He's in the cheap boy stack now, and he's starting in the 30s, and he's got a way better car than most of those people back there. So I dig it. Best finish he has at this track was 8th back in 2017. And then he's had a fast car qualifying with Roush Fenway for a long time. So all of his starts have come, you know, he had a top 10 start in 2019, started 13th in 18, 18th in 2019, and then he would finish like back towards the 20s. I definitely think that he's got the speed to break through, get up. Just got to make sure he doesn't get wacky, Wacky Stenhouse, Recky Wacky. I don't think he will, though. I think that he is trying to get those points, and him and Ryan maybe have a little bit of groove going now. So it's going to be interesting to watch, but definitely love him at starting position and at price.
Yeah, man. I think you have to play him this week, or at least have him in your player pool for consideration. I just don't know how high of a percentage I'll have him. I'm going to have a lot. One of my rules is never go over 70% or 75, 80% on somebody. You
Good job.
100%.
Absolutely.
But no, I'm cool with the play. I've said all year that based on how they're doing these drawings and what segment you're in, I think they do it in groups of 12. And ever since Stenhouse has dropped to that last tier, he's going to be a play we're looking at every week unless he gets enough points to go back into that next tier. So I'm in on Stenhouse.
Absolutely. And it's going to be interesting now because they have an entirely new way they're about to start doing the qualifying order. So we're going to be doing a little more research on that. We'll be talking a little bit more about that on
does that start, do you know?
It starts, I think as early as this weekend. We're going to be talking a little bit about it on the on this next episode of Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast. So you can hear all about it there. Okay. You can subscribe there at Garage Guys Fantasy Sports on YouTube, and definitely check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Last driver. This is a tough one. So we had to pull the Nicolas Cage John Travolta face off. We can slide it right down the middle. It's a 2-for-1 special. Ty Dillon and Ryan Preece together as one. You can't really do that, but it was tough because to me, they're like kind of the same play this week. Dillon, Ty Dillon is 5,700 on DraftKings, 5,000 on FanDuel. Ryan Preece is 5,800 on DraftKings, and I believe 4,500 on FanDuel, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. They're starting Dillon starting 34th, Preece is starting 35th. Very interesting stuff with these guys. Now, I do know that we had a completely different, package last year in 2019. I think Ty Dillon finished this race 11th in August, the August race at Michigan. He finished 11th. And then Ryan Preece finished 7th, I believe. So I don't think we're going to see that again. But I definitely think that
stuff or some like cautions or something.
I'd have to go back and watch the races. I don't remember, but
it seems like that's unlikely to happen.
Yeah, but here's the deal: they will both, just because of that. Like most people that are going to be, just that don't watch this video or stuff, they'll probably be going to look at this kind of stuff and be like, "Oh, I'm playing them." So you might want to get sneaky with LaJoy. I don't know. To toss in some different stuff there. This is a tough spot.
It's one of those scenarios for me where you're looking at the bottom there, and I think you have LaJoy, Preece, Ty Dillon, and Suarez all priced back to back, and then you have their prices all the same too, and they're all starting in the same 4 spots in a row. So it's literally pick your poison. Suarez is my least favorite because he has the worst equipment, in my opinion.
The worst equipment.
Yeah.
I will say, go ahead before I say my piece.
No, I mean, I don't want to act like we can just make a strong stance on Ty or Preece over the other, because really they're the same play, and this is why you need to just play multiple lineups. Maybe pick your favorite, put it in the more expensive lineup, and then go put your lower dollar entry and then switch it to the other guy. Is my best advice.
I'm gonna make it simple. We put Preece and Ty Dillon here for a reason. So I'm gonna make it simple for you guys, for the RotoBallers and for the Garage fam watching this right now. If you are the kind of person that likes to play it safe, put Ty Dillon in. You want to risk it, get the biscuit, put Ryan Preece in. That's how we're laying it out. I think that Preece is obviously riskier just because of the issues that he's had as of late. And that one race could have just been like, yeah, we got it right, and then like it just all goes back to normal. So I'll probably, you know me, I'll be risky. So where I'm going to lean a little bit more. Yeah, I'll probably lean a little more Preece. Or you can
go with the mindset of if you have Stenhouse in your lineup, you go Preece just to play the teammates. And if you don't have Stenhouse in your lineup, there you go.
And I like that a lot too. So your options are limitless. It's Michigan. Okay? You should go listen to Ball with the Ball by Kid Rock all weekend long.
If if you hear somebody saying like, oh, they have a strong, like, if you play Priest, you're an idiot, and they recommend Dylan or vice versa, they're probably just having a hot take for no reason because they're the exact same.
Exactly. Yeah. So go get in a bunch of arguments about that on Twitter. I want to send you all out there right now. Make this pointless argument and make it super serious. I promise I'll be there to back you up. Just tag me and tag Drew. You can follow us on Twitter at Garage Guy Chase is my handle. Chef BoiRDeen, always munching on something, preparing in the kitchen. About to get cooking with them premium rankings.
I hope not.
The Munch Man?
Can you hear the munching like through the audio?
Oh yeah, dude, it's loud. The smacking is just horrible. You're just like everyone's just mad at you. You're good. But follow us over on Twitter. Follow us at NASCAR DFS to keep up with all things RotoBaller NASCAR. And yeah, hit us up. We'll be here. It'll be doubleheader weekend. We got 2 races, 2 articles, 2 premium rankings. Do it to it. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I might just, depending on how
you might just
goes, I might just retire.
Might just retire? All right. Well, we might both retire. Who knows? Let's do it. Okay. We're in it to win it. This isn't about the money. Yeah, this is about the pure passion and love that we have for this game that was invented where you take these drivers and you make money off of them. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing. All right. Love you guys. Be good. We will see you again very soon. It's RotoBaller NASCAR DFS preview show. We out.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.